I am Dr. Sripathi, a senior consultant pediatric urologist and robotic surgeon with Apollo Hospitals. I've been with the hospital for 25 years now, and I'm here to talk to you about this child from Oman called Battol. This was one of the most challenging cases we have dealt with. When she came to us, she was 2 years, 4 months old. She'd had 4 attempts at repair of a bladder condition called bladder exstrophy. A bladder exstrophy is a rare anomaly in which the urinary bladder is exposed on the surface. Now, when the urinary bladder is exposed on the surface, the child constantly leaks urine. It's obviously quite smelly. Associated with it, there is a lot of pain and discomfort. And because the bladder is exposed on the surface, the vagina is just below, and also the anus, all three of which are very closely related, and they are also distorted. Now, Battol was unique when she came to us because she had had 4 attempts at bladder closure, and all 4 attempts had failed. Her mother is a nurse, and they were quite desperate for a solution as far as the problem was concerned. We didn't give them any promise that we would be able to sort out their problem, but we felt sorry for them and we assembled a team to take care of them. When we started the surgery, the bladder plate was so rigid that it was almost impossible. It was almost set in concrete, very hard to turn in. Moreover, the lining of the bladder, what's called the inner lining of the bladder, what's called the mucosa, had grown so much. If you can imagine an overgrown forest, it had grown so much that it was resisting every attempt that we made to turn the bladder in. So we had to remove a lot of that overgrowth and then turn the bladder in. To give you an idea of the type of problem that we had, I'm just going to show you a picture. That's the picture of Battol's bladder before it was closed. So that's an open plate from where urine was leaking, and the open plate again creates a huge amount of pain. So she was quite wild in the sense she wouldn't sit in one place. She was always active. I think probably because she was in such discomfort, she wanted to do something to get rid of the discomfort. It took us about 10 hours to sort out her problem. We got the bladder closed, and along with that we found that the pelvic bones which form the hip bone was wide apart, through the opening of which the bladder was coming out. So we had to fracture the bone on either side, for which we got the help of the pediatric orthopedic surgeon. We fractured the bones, then we turned the bladder in, brought the pelvis together. At the same time, we dealt with the bladder and with the vagina as a unit and shifted everything deep within the pelvis the way it should be. And in the process, we completely corrected the bladder, the vagina and the anus. We recreated a bladder neck, we recreated her sphincters, and we gave her a normal looking external genitalia. Just to give you an idea, I'm going to show you another picture 3 weeks after the surgery. The metal rods that you see there is what is called an external fixator. When you break the pelvis, break the pelvic bone, which is a powerful bone, and you bring it together, in order to allow it to heal, you have to put the external fixator. It takes approximately 4 weeks, approximately a month, for the pelvic bones to get set. Now, the advantage of doing that is the structures that you have placed within the abdominal cavity remain there. This is the picture 3 weeks after the surgery. There are still 2 tubes coming out, one from the top, one from the bottom. And then after the tubes have come out, we have the final picture where we removed everything about a month after surgery, and to our happiness, Battol passed a good stream of urine. Now, part of the reason why we are making this particular video shoot is to explain to whoever is seeing it is the bladder as an organ should fill and empty, fill and empty. And what happens is when it does, the bladder grows with age. If you allow the bladder to remain out on the surface for a long period of time, the bladder loses the ability to grow. And this is one of the problems we are going to have with Battol, and I have explained it to the parents as well. I'm not really sure whether the bladder will grow and accommodate more urine and expand with age. I've asked them to come back in a year's time. We have given them medication. If the bladder does not grow within this period of time, then we may have to expand the bladder by adding a patch of intestine, a procedure that's called augmentation ileocystoplasty. The most surprising thing about Battol, which really impressed me and everyone else who's taking care of the child, is how pleasant and normal she became once the bladder was closed and put inside. And I believe that the removal of the pain of the exposed bladder was the most important thing that we have achieved with this operation. Now, this operation is a complex procedure. It involves a team of people who know what they are doing, the pediatric urologist, which is myself, the pediatric orthosurgeon who does the osteotomies and brings the bones together, a very good pediatric anesthesia team which for 10 hours can keep the child under anesthesia, can keep it pain free, can give fluids, can give blood when necessary, because we are fracturing the bones on either side. And more importantly is the pediatric intensive care unit, which takes care of the child in the post-operative period. They make sure that the child is pain free, they take care of the medication needs of the child, they make sure that the child starts feeding early so that the healing process can start. But above all, the pediatric nursing is one of the most important things. To keep a child in bed for 1 month, make sure that the child does not have bed sores and the child is happy and comfortable. That's a big task which the pediatric nursing team have done with great success. We are very happy that Batol's family trusted us, came down for the surgery, and we are very personally very pleased that we were able to give an optimal result for this wonderful child. We hope that the bladder grows and she becomes all right. We will be monitoring that. Thank you.
السلام عليكم. بغيت أخبركم بس عشان بنتي كيف استوى لها. يوم استوت يعني جاها واسمه انقلاب المثانة، وسوينا عملية في عمان. احنا من عمان، سوينا عملية في عمان عمليتين، ما حصلنا نتيجة، فشلا. والحمد لله ما قصرت سلطنة عمان، جابتنا إلى الهند، رسلوا تقارير إلى الهند وحصلنا علاج، وجينا إلى الهند مستشفى أبولو، والحمد لله حصلنا يعني علاج. أول شيء سووا لها جبس في رجايلها الهنتين، وبعدين سووا لها هني حديد، وبعدين سووا لها يعني العملية، والحمد لله يعني أمورها طيبة. والدكتور سريبتي الحمد لله ما قصر معانا، والدكاترة هني بعد يعني عنايتهم أوكي، ما قصروا ويانا، وكل شيء رعاية صراحة. يوم جينا لين باكر أظني بنروح، وما قصروا يعني ويانا هني، والحمد لله يعني الحمد لله كما تشوفوا تو حالتها أحسن عن قبل، والحمد لله يعني استفدنا من النتيجة يعني في مستشفى أبولو. وشكرا على هذا الشيء، ونشكر المستشفى أبولو، ونشكر الهند عامة، ونشكر المستشفى وأعضاء المستشفى والدكاترة كلهم، ونشكركم جميعا. Goodbye.